Girls, let's go ahead and hop on in. Well, we're going to do the late models here at Five Flags. Now, this is during day, so we don't really know kind of what weather we're going to get when we actually get in to the race session. So we gotta have to be a little bit versatile. All right, so we practice and we kind of build the setup around 78 degrees, which is generally a little bit cooler than what we'll typically see throughout the race weekend. But it keeps it consistent. I mean, that's really, if you do 78 degrees clear weather night, track 78 every time, and the air temperature is 78 every time. So that's kind of what I use. But what's up, Brad? Hydro. So anyway, we're gonna get in and we're gonna kind of look at the setup that we've got now. Visual did this one for us, Lou Oleski. So let me pull this up and I'll show you guys kind of what we're working with here. And again, this is available in the Discord. So if you're new to the channel, like, subscribe. You get notifications when we go live. You hang out with us when we mess around with these things, see what we do. Also get into the Discord, link for that's in the description. And you get access to all these setups and stuff. So 17 pounds on the left, 22 on the right. The stagger's at 750, 875. Now, the only thing that might be a little bit different than what's in the actual Discord is just some of these bumps. That's the only thing I've played around with. The bumps in the back, you can bring these down to loosen the thing up off the corner. It's kind of a small adjustment. But right now, we're running the full ballast set. So we've got 800 spring in the rear, 500 in the left rear, softies in the front, and we're running full ballast forward, which puts the cross weight way up. But believe it or not, the thing turns. And right now, it's turning too damn much. So that's the issue we got right now. It's really just loose in. So we're going to try and play around with that a little bit and see if we can just get this thing settled down just a touch. And what I'm doing is we're just kind of making small adjustments to try and see if this helps, because the overall balance of the car I like. So what we did is we put a little bit of brake bias into the front just to help. We're not super hard on the brakes, but again, the car is really, really finicky. It's pretty touchy. Especially into one. It really does not want to just settle down so we can drive it off of one. Especially just getting into the corner. But a little bit more bump in the front might help, which is what we did. You see what I mean? That tail just wants to step out every time we get into these corners. So there's a couple things that we can do, but once the tires get hot, the thing really starts to lose some grip, and you almost have to take a lap to reset the thing. It's my only complaint with this setup right now is that it really, right now it's turning too good. These guys up here. Oh.
84, tell me where's your count?
So anyway. Like I said, she's still a little bit edgy. What's up, Brian? Yeah, a little bill. You can see the thing is just edgy. But if we go back to the lap that we got in here, watch this car. See what I mean? How it's kind of stepping out right there, and that wasn't all that bad. But watch this. See that rear just stepped out? So we got to fix that. Now we can do a couple different things that we could try to do. A couple different things to try and tighten up. We can mess with the staggers. That'll help, believe it or not, on the turn in. To just kind of calm it down a little bit, especially, I believe, with the front. We'd have to test that out to be sure. But the other thing that we can do is mess around with this cross weight. Now what we can do to try and get this thing to settle down just a touch is we can try and just bring that right rear down just a touch. We'll have to put a little bit into the left to help it out, and we'll have to adjust that up. That really doesn't make a difference right now, but the 62.9, so that brought us up almost 1% in cross weight. So let's go out and see what this feels like. And that was a very, very, very small adjustment. And plot, what we're doing right now, I don't want to mess with the track bars. If you notice right now, they are maxed. One's maxed the one way, the one is maxed the other way. It's an adjustment we can make, but we played around just a little bit in another practice session just to try and get the thing to see if it would actually make a difference. And I mean, that car is far, far tighter getting in now. And what I want to do is I want to basically make a course adjustment and then maybe dial something else back to loosen it back up just a little bit. The reality is I think that this is probably going to be as hot a track as we're going to get. So if we can get it driving on this, we'll be able to get it settled down for something else. But right now it is freaking greasy.
Low car down low. Car stop down low. Go high.
So we're able to put down twos pretty quick, or pretty easily. We see that's not the quickest time right now, but realistically, I would be surprised if we ran a race session that's this hot. It's 103 right now is the track temp. I'm not even looking at the air temperature.
Go high.
The one thing I will say is the higher you enter, the more the car wants to get loose. You see there, we're not even putting any wheel into it, and the thing just wants to come around. Yeah, way to go, Lou. I didn't want to say anything. But yeah, I think Lou might have been under the impression that this was a night race. Believe me, I hopped in here to an actual official test, and I'm like, oh shit, it's a day race. So we're gonna have to basically, and the thing is just too loose right now. So we're gonna have to play around with it, really kind of get this cross weight and probably play around with these staggers just a touch, to try and loosen or tighten this thing up a little bit. But let's go ahead. I don't want to mess with that right now. With the bumps, let's put those back to where he had them, which was about 14. I'll just go put them on 15 for right now. And let's leave it right there for right now. It's a pretty decent adjustment. The other thing that we can do is we can generally, and I know Lou doesn't really like to mess around with these, but we might not have an option. We might need to bring these pressures down just a touch. I mean, that's one option that we have. And adjust the brake bias. I already did that. I already moved it up to like 53. But the thing is definitely really loose in. And that's really kind of what we're struggling with right now, is it just won't set. You just can't get the thing to set and just hunker down into the track. Just won't do it. So the stagger, if you're curious, stagger would be the difference in the size of the diameter of the right side tire to the left side tire. So if you think about, if you put a small, imagine an axle, right? Put a small tire on one side, you put a big tire on the other side, and you push that axle forward. The small side wants to turn slower than the big side.
My bad.
So it actually helps the car turn. If you think of it like that, it's basically free turn. The thing is just trying to get it right. And typically, I mean, a lot of it's mathematical with what you're looking at in terms of 56.4. We'll apply that. All right, so we put the bump back in the rear to try and tighten it up. Let's see what this feels like. And again, we're not in full tape right now. We're just in, let's get this thing fixed right now. I mean, it is edgy. No way around that, but that should be a good lap. Alright, so that was a flat. Like I said, the thing is still super sketchy on turn-in. Super sketchy. I'm excited too, Jack. Yeah, subscriber race should be fun. And for you guys listening right now, that's next or this coming, geez, Saturday. So 6 days away now, guys. It should be fun though. It will definitely be fun. I love it. I posted it up in the Discord, the setup and everything. It's going to go practice. Thanks, Viz. Even though I posted it, but Viz made it, so it is what it is. So let's go back to the garage. We still need to do some work here. Now, the other thing I did do, Lou, if you're there, Chris Bone. So the one thing I did do is I did adjust the rear height, and I squatted it down just a bit to try and bring that cross weight up. The only thing right now is that the right front's sitting up higher than the right rear, which I'm not a huge fan of. But it's kind of where we're at right now. Because if we don't have any perch left to go higher, we could do that just on the one corner, just to try and level it out a touch. Let's try that and bring the crossweight up to 63. Yeah, the link's in the description there, Brian. But realistically, Lou, and I don't know if you saw it or not, the track temperature is 103 degrees, so this is probably about as hot as it's going to be. So I think realistically what we've got is probably going to be fine. Question is, how's it going to drive through a whole race?
Car outside. Clear.
We had to kind of pedal it for that guy right there.
Car inside.
That was still a 254. So I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. So let's hop over to the race session, say our prayers. Get me over. Come on. And hopefully everything goes good. Let me set streaming mode on over here, so we're not getting alt blips and bloops. Alright guys, pray for cold weather. We need a really cool day. Looks a little bit cloudier. Info? 100. Well, it's a little bit cooler. Track temperature's going up though, so we'll see. It's probably going to be about what it was. Let's go to results 17.0. Corey Dunn. It's a pretty damn fast time. And we got James Curl in here. Well, this is bad news because, I mean, we're the 4 car. Williamson kicked our ass last week. Randy Ratliff's in here. Oh, God. Remember Randy? We have a great night. Waste of my time. Randy Ratliff. Josh Hart, yeah. Well, honestly, guys, I think this is going to be a tough split. So, might have to make a decent sized change here. I want to do that just to see if we can get this thing to freaking calm down on entry. Again, we don't got full tape on or anything. We're just trying to get a feel for the whole car right now. Still.
Go high.
I mean, it's still loose, but I mean, it's not that bad. Man, this is going to be a handful. It's going to be a handful, no doubt. Man, I'm trying to think of what changes we can make here. Really, for qualifying, I think we're probably pretty good. Let's go to the chassis. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw full tape on it. And then just take a little bit of gas out because I don't want to adjust the whole balance too much. And really, I don't have to fuck around with the ride heights. That's really what it is more than anything. The thing is just on edge already. So, what's up, Brandon? Can't spot tonight. My laptop's having issues. It's probably because it's covered in like barbecue sauce and fish fingers and I don't know what else you're eating. 16927 by Curl. That's pretty damn good. I don't know if we got anything for that, but we'll try. But we are definitely going to try here. Because I don't want to have to pass people on this setup.
One more lap.
Now we messed that up. Don't look now, guys, but we're on P1 right now.
There's the flag. It's over.
921. I can at least say. Are you rooting for them? I can at least say that we out-qualified James Curl. And Williamson still beats us, so. Put this thing in the pits and be done. So really, this is going to be a matter of tiptoeing around on entry for a while and really just trying to let the car settle in. This is not going to be easy. This is not going to be easy. Knavels, any last minute tips? You can hear us play with the throttle on this thing. Da, da, da. Really, we messed up 3 and 4. I mean, we could have had more there. It stuck pretty good though. So let's go back to the garage. We're gonna leave that change right there. Take this back to 50%, and we're gonna bump our fuel back up to 7. In terms of other things that we can do, I mean, the bump stiffness tighter under braking. More rear bump stickers is gonna be tighter under acceleration. That's not really the problem that we've got right now. But still, the thing's just loose all over, so I'm gonna leave it. And the bumps, we got 5 in the front right now. And I could almost go to just put some more crossweight in this thing. Really didn't do shit. Alright, we'll do that.
Yeah, man, you and me both.
My only issue is if we're lowering the right side track bar, isn't that going to loosen it up on entry and tighten it off? Yeah, I mean that's not really what I need right now. I need it to be a little bit tighter on entry. Exit's okay, I can kind of deal with that, but we'll just leave that small change right there. Right now the car's sitting pretty flat and level. But yeah, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. I almost feel like knocking some caster out of it would be a good idea, just to try and like fuck with the turn-in, but we're well past that point, so this will be tough. This will be tough. But anyway, we qualified second. The only bummers are going to be on the outside, and taking the outside line in makes the car
Did this recently
looser.
update the dashboards on these cars?
This is going to be tough. This is going to be really tough.
I think with the last update, they changed them around a little bit, like made the gauges, some of the gauges black-faced and whatnot.
That they did.
Yeah, it looks a lot better. I haven't raced on some, so yeah, it looks nice.
One with almost 10K.
Yeah, it does.
Is Curl 10K?
They definitely made them a little bit different.
I'm not familiar. I've never raced with him
I
before.
like your car, your paint number 5. It looks like, what's that, Lee Pulliam's car, right?
I've only heard Brandon and Lou talk about him, so I mean, we've never raced with him. So I'm just hoping we can keep this car straight. That's going to be a legitimate concern, you know, guys, because we've got 50 laps to get around here, and typically, the longer you run around here, the looser the car gets. And I'm really hoping that this thing trends kind of the way it did in practice when I was practicing before, which is it got a little bit tight off, but the entry wasn't necessarily any worse. So if we can get a good finish, I mean, this will be good for iRating.
Never got.
But it's, like I said, it's going to be tricky.
1 lap to green. Get ready, going green. Don't pass the 1 car. Chase car is in. Green, green, green. The road is now open.
If we just kind of survive the first couple laps here, I think we'll be okay. Really, we're just trying to stay off the brakes as much as possible. I'm gonna put a little bit more
yeah,
front
did
brake
a really
in
good
it.
job of really fucking my setup up. Go to the bottom.
And yeah, I'm just trying to keep the right rear on it right now.
Go well, man, go well.
See, that's what I'm talking about right there. The thing really pivots. It turns too good through the center. And just the more heat you put in that rear tire, the looser and looser it gets on entry.
Inside. They're inside.
Like you see him just eat us up on entry. Like we just have to wait so long to get back to the gas just for the car to settle down. That's really what we're waiting on. It's not that we can't turn it off. It's that if we get into the gas, it's gonna go around. So I'm gonna give him the bottom here. Because honestly, that thing rolls so well, we can almost just roll the top.
P5. Still there. Still there. They're inside. Inside. Hold your line. Still there. Still there. Clear, clear. outside. Clear outside.
So you can't get that far down. Can't touch the apron. That we can't do. We're 15 laps in here. Believe me, this thing is like driving on eggshells right now. I'm just waiting for that rear end to come around. It feels like we're just driving so slow through the center. We gotta wait so long to get back to the gas. Not because it's tight up off, but because the thing is just so pivoty loose through the center. Oh, you're gonna get the wall right there. Right there, it tried to. You could I could hear it, and I can kind of feel it. It's kind of hard to describe, but we're staying right with Josh. Closing back in on him. Ooh, he smacked the wall pretty hard right there.
Outside. Still there. Still there.
Leaders, where do you want me?
Still there. Clear.
I'll stay high.
You're in third.
Like to have the bottom.
All your...
Say we are literally just like ice skating around this place.
Thanks.
Cross flag, halfway to the finish.
Alright, well, we got, what, 22 to go here? Right now the car feels pretty much the same as it was. I mean, we're still just... The car turns, no problem turning. Just controlling the turn.
Stay high, leaders.
Outside. Keep low. Clear outside.
Thank you.
Alright, so Crow and them are like 4 seconds ahead of us right now.
outside. Clear outside.
I got 17 to go here. See, Josh is pulling back up on us. See if we can open that back up.
I'll stay high for you.
I'm sorry if I'm being quiet. This thing is just a handful right now. Oh, we missed that one.
Car outside. Clear outside.
Down to 12 to go here. I know it looks like we're just running like the weirdest line off of 2. We're cutting it so low off of 2. Just because we gotta wait so long to get back to the gas, like we can't just drive out. Because if we pick up the gas like right there,
Stay high.
The car's just not ready yet. The car's just not set.
Time to go. Time to go.
Hopefully we can keep this thing clean. You know, if we can take home 3rd place in a split like this, I'm happy with that because there are some serious people in this split. Starting to want to come around a little bit more and more each time we get into 1, especially. Like 3 and 4 is not bad. 3 and 4 you can kind of roll it up the track and then kind of bring it back down. It's not a big deal. But 1 and 2 is starting to really get slick right here. Like if we can baby it in, we're okay, but
To go.
well, like in terms of just jerking it back down the track, we can't do that. we don't have the car to do that.
Car outside. Clear.
Like I said, the turn off and everything is great. You know, like we could give some of that up. It's just so loose on entry. We just cannot drive this thing aggressively. Like we are just constantly waiting. But 2 to go here. Hopefully we can bring this thing home. Hopefully these guys don't wreck each other in front of us, because they're racing for position.
White flag. 1 to go. outside. Clear. Car outside. Clear outside. Slow car up high.
Damn.
Flag, it's over.
Daniel won that one.
Great job, driver.
I think Curl finished second. Yeah, he's 3 seconds back, so I mean he fell off quite a bit. But we came home third, so podium spot, that's pretty impressive. Yeah, third place in this kind of split, I'll take it. But let me tell you, I can't really feel the tips of my finger on my left hand. So let's pull this thing in, and again, it's just such a loose setup, man. The thing is just so on edge. It just doesn't have a lot of travel in it. You know, everything is super tied down in the front. Everything's really stiff in the back, and there's just not a lot of give, you know, in this whole set. But you know, the early spot for us, I mean, we were running right behind them. And we gave the 2 the inside for a while. Your ninja's even ahead of us. Yeah, we'll take a look at the SOF in 1 second here, Lou. Let me see if I can get that pulled up or pulling up. Results and stats. Of course, I moved the web page. Pretty stiff. Pretty stiff competition. Yeah, I mean, we ran like this for a while. Really just kind of staying in touch with these two. But let's go to the chase. And you can watch them kind of start to drive away, especially once we got a couple laps in. And just watch the 2 start to eat us up. And he was just driving in on us so much on entry. We just could not get entry down, but we're able to get back to the throttle and get the thing back going. So finally we gave him the inside. And try to race him clean, you know, just give him plenty of room. Just roll the high side, which you can't really do here, especially out of 4. The car just gets so tight, but the car's so loose. I mean, you can run it up there. It's not undrivable, but keep in mind all the changes that I did make to it to try and get the thing rolling. It's not a total loss, but it's going to take some work to get it really drivable. We'll let him go there. And again, I mean, we could have crossed him up right here, but we didn't. Let him go. And really from there, he made a couple little mistakes. He knocked the wall down at one point. You see, like right there, the car just bites. I mean, it's so loose. But once the thing actually takes a set, I mean, you can really dig. You know, coming up off the corner again, he knocks the wall down, and we make our move right here. And again, you see how little I'm playing around with the brake, like 0. It becomes way loose. So it was stressful, man. I don't think Lou's raced here yet. Lou's at work, so he hasn't raced here yet. But let me pull up the actual finishing results here and everything. So again, we've heard and we've talked about, you know, people that we need to like be aiming for and people that are always going to be competitive. You know, Danny Williamson kicked our ass last week. And then James Crow, we've heard a lot about. I don't think I've ever really raced with him. And then Josh in here. Randy Ratliff was in here. We saw 0 of Randy all day, and let's keep it that way. So, anyway, people were talking. I need a crew chief who knows how to make setups. Sam needs to do not doing something. Yeah. So no words out of Randy, which is fine. That's fine. Honestly, I don't blame him for being mad the other night, but I mean, sheesh. So let me pull up the results here so you guys can take a look at that and see the strength of field and everything that we're working with. Because really, right there, that was pretty much what we had. We just kind of held that gap. It opened up, it shrank down, you know. But in terms of our splits and everything, it was a 2-split race. That was top split. James Curl has a 9,131. Josh Hart is a 6840, but you had people all the way down to 15 that really kind of, 15 that kind of soaked that strength of field number. So the strength of field was 2657, which is still really good, considering, you know, how big the split is. Sometimes that can be a little bit more potent if it's only 10 cars or so. But yeah, so here's us right here. Our fastest lap was a 167, you know, in race trim. Yeah, our fast lap was on lap 3, like pretty much just about everybody up front. And then we take home 131 points. Damn. And we're D2. Again, we're running with the D1 guys here, and that's all I can hope for. But we gained 51 in iRating. Clean race, 0.22. I'll take that every time as well, so can't argue with that. Yeah, exactly. Imagine losing iRating for coming home 4th. And not losing like 1, losing 12. I mean, Curl lost 1 point for finishing 2nd. You know, because it was the 3 car. If it was Josh who beat him, he probably would have gained 1. You know, but again, that's just so crazy. Damn, man. Anyway, well, that was fun. Scary, but fun. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching on the stream. Pretty good. Pretty good. So again, thank you guys one last time. Again, if you're new, like, subscribe, get notifications when we go live, and yeah, hang out with us in the chat. So, and again, get on the Discord, get the setup and everything. I mean, if it can run with, you know, the people that have the best freaking iRatings and on these servers, I think it'll work for you too. It's definitely edgy, I'll say that. It takes a little bit of getting used to. So, if you do end up downloading it, you do end up running it, take the challenge, see if you can beat that qualifying lap. You know, in one shot. So, yeah. And don't forget, guys, subscriber race coming up here. It'll be Saturday, and it's upon us. So, thank you guys again. And until the next time, take care.